to David Christopher's. I'm Jen.
I'm David.
And we are here with another exciting idea for you to try at home. And this is very DIY friendly. I don't think anybody out there is going to have a problem with what you're going to be doing today, right?
I mean, I don't think it's controversial.
It's not controversial.
You mean problem as in they can't do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's something that I feel like
not
anybody...
I'm going to offend.
Right. No, I don't. Hopefully you won't offend anybody.
You never know.
You could, because
that's just my personality.
You could, because we are using Jesus as the reason for the season. So I guess some people can find that offensive, but we don't, because we love Jesus and he is the reason for the Christmas season, and we want to make him a focal point. Every year we have themes that revolve around Jesus, but it never ceases to amaze me sometimes the comments we get on our Christmas themes video with people saying, "Where's Jesus? Where's..." And we literally have in our showroom this year tons of nativities, big, small, all sizes.
Sometimes it takes us a little while to find the correct factory to make specific things. And this year I'm very happy because we found this great manufacturer that's all handmade in the Philippines. So all the fabric is done and the molding and everything. It's all hand painted and then put together. And they do a really fantastic job with these. And that's why, you know, we don't want to just buy the first thing we see and it just doesn't look right. And we want things to be a certain appeal to them. And that's why we work really hard to make sure they're very unique and very high quality. And so we did find a factory and very happy with pretty much all the products we bought from them. So we have nativities even 5 feet tall that, you know, we have Mary, Joseph, Jesus, and 3 wise men. So if you want the full set, or some of them have wire arches behind them and different things, angels with arched wings, big metal wings that come out. So a lot of interesting things from them. But today we're going to be using probably my favorite piece out of the entire set, which is this one with the donkey. And the one with the donkey is probably my favorite because I don't see a lot of them with a donkey. And I just like the whole semblance of Mary trying to ride the donkey into Bethlehem, and we're assuming she rode it out because she had the baby.
She rode the donkey out too.
She probably was still, she was riding it out. That's what we're gonna say anyway. I don't remember that in the story of the exit from Bethlehem.
Your imagination.
That's just Jesus is there, so that's got to be post Bethlehem. But yeah, so we're really excited about the new nativities, and we're gonna just give you some ideas to decorate around your mantle and some table pieces, things like that. But always around Jesus, because you can't have Christmas without Christ, and that's the reason for the season.
Lights fill the city. There are people everywhere. The snow is falling white and pretty.
We're going to be using our mantle today, and I know a lot of people with a mantle think that everything's got to be very symmetrical, so most people are going to want to put, you know, their nativity in front of the mirror, which I know makes sense for some things, but for this particular video, we're going to be placing this asymmetrical and decorating kind of around that. And I just noticed that Mary had little sandals on. Let me bring this over here. I didn't even notice that she's got little sandals. She's got little burlap sandals with straps. I just thought that was amazing. All right, so first thing we're going to do, that's one of the easiest things we're going to do, is we're going to use our wispy Norfolk, this is our Pacific Norfolk pine wreath, and we're going to put that on the mirror and just give it some of that natural green color, because I feel like that we really need a little bit of that natural pine to go with our green that's in some of the fabric on the nativity. So we're going to be using a lot of that, and then we're just going to mix some other things in to help it coordinate with what we're doing here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add some of our white berries into the wreath. And we're going to do that by just really pulling that apart. When these are hand wrapped like that, they're really easy to just kind of snap that piece off, and it gives you, you can make these into little individual pieces. And we just want a little bit of a white, cream, green. So we're going to end up with individual little pieces here, and these are going to be really easy to stick into the wreath. And this is really how the factories make the wreaths. They take little picks like this and they glue those in. And you can glue it in if you want to, but we're just going to take bits and pieces of this apart and just kind of go around the wreath. We don't need like a ton of this. We just want to get a little bit of that creamy color into the wreath. Make sure we get some more toward the outside, some more toward the inside. We've got a little bit of green on the berry stem, so that'll work well with our green colors. So we can add our little green berry where it will show up. Got a couple of those. And we're gonna have to take a couple of these berry stems apart and add those in. But we're just going straight down into this wreath, and that should hold pretty well. If you don't glue it in, it should still be fairly decent. I always recommend, especially if you're going to put something outside, you're going to want to glue that in. But if not, and you just want something that's easy to do, you don't need any glue, this is perfectly easy to do. Just make sure you get that stem in there a few inches so that it will hold pretty well. So now we're going to use our Pacific Norfolk swag that's got the 3 pine cones in the middle. So it's going to come just like that. It's all wired, zip tied together, just like this. It just requires a little bit of shaping here and there. You're going to want to like bend some of these branches up a little to the side, and these are great for a lot of different things. So one thing that you can do with these, they work really great for, is you can put them above a mirror like this. So if you've got an arched mirror, round mirror, even if you've got a square rectangle mirror, they work great for that. But they also work great for like this particular place where we've got our nativity set on the right side, and we just need a little bit of that green. We're going to let some of this hang off the mantle. We're going to bring some of this forward so you can shape it kind of after you've got it placed. And this is going to work really well. Just kind of offset this piece, and then we can do the same thing that we did with our wreath with the swag here. I cannot talk today. I don't know what my deal is, but it is not happening perfectly. But for this, I'll probably leave these in a little bit larger pieces. And then I'm just gonna place these around the pine cones, pull a little bit of my foliage up over the berries so they don't look like they're overwhelming. I can separate this piece out into a couple of pieces also, just so we make this coordinate. But like we said, no glue needed, very easy to do, not anything that takes a lot of skill. I'm gonna have to, I've got my wires separated here, so I'm gonna have to cut those into one piece, and then that'll go below my pine cones a whole lot easier. And we're gonna do the same thing here. We're just gonna make sure that some of our Norfolk goes over the berries, just so it looks like it's all mixed together and the berries are not just laying on top of the Norfolk. Make sure that you do that. Makes everything look a lot more cohesive. And then we're going to let these berries stick up a little bit. Bring some of that into between the berries. All right, so we've got that set up. So now if you're like me, I like this setup. It's very natural. But I also want just a little touch of some gold in it. I feel like that'll help me feel a little more Christmassy. So I'm gonna use this urn. This is a new one we just got in. I really like these. This is kind of our gray finish. And I'm gonna use this gigantic,
whoa.
yeah, this pine cone ball. The pine cones are all little natural pine cones that have been metallic gold painted, and then they've been placed in this ball. So these are actually ornaments.
Yeah.
So if you have a 30-foot tree, you may need some of these.
Yes.
We're actually going to use them in the store and hang some from the ceiling, and then we'll hang some like green pine and berries and, you know, tie a bow and let it kind of hang down like a kissing ball. But we will be using this on our urn. So if I had a nice little hearth place down here, I think this would work really well, sticking with our asymmetrical thing. But what I'm missing is I'm missing some of our pine. So I need some of the pine to really go around, and you can do that by using the stems. So you can curve these and let those kind of go around so that those just kind of wisp out from the urn.
And could this go on someone's porch by their door as well?
These would be great on somebody's porch.
So this is not just for indoor decorating. You can put this on
I
your
wouldn't
porch.
necessarily want them to get wet.
Yeah, but if you have a
because
cover,
they're natural pine cones. But yeah, for that kind of thing, you know, we just need a little bit of that green wispy hanging over the edge. So we're going to use a few pieces of this. Get that finished and set up. But I'll show you an easier way to do this. And if this intimidates you, there is an easy way, especially when you're kind of lazy like me and you just want to get stuff done as fast as possible. You can do it like this, and that's perfectly acceptable. You can put styrofoam in it and permanently affix those. Or if you want to do it the easy, faster way, just buy a second wreath.
ooh,
Done.
love it. What do y'all think about that? Let us know in the comments.
So if you've got an urn or you've got a large space and you've got a big sphere that you're trying to use, a lot of times a wreath works really great to add all of that you would have normally added anyway without having to do that. So if you're trying to do everything as fast as humanly possible like me because you're trying to decorate people's houses or whatever it is, you know, that's my suggestion to you.
And how pretty would that wreath be
cheap.
on somebody's table with that nativity set in the center of it?
Oh yeah, that would be. Wreaths are great laying down too. A lot of people forget that you can lay a wreath down also and use it that way. But since I forgot to bring a second wreath up, we're just going to use our pine stems to put there. So since we've got a little bit of our metallic pine going on, we're going to try and bring a little bit of that metallic into the rest of the pieces. So we're just going to add a few of our white berries since we don't have the wreath with the white berries down here, just to coordinate. Again, easy to do, just separate some of those berries and use those. So now I've got this iced gold magnolia branch. I love these. I like that shade of gold. It's not too harsh, it's not too brassy, but it's not too dull. So we're gonna use that. Put that in here between our pine cones, just to give us a little bit of that metallic color to coordinate with the pine cone ball that we're using. And we've placed a couple of our smaller balls. Yeah, believe it or not, we actually have smaller size pine cone ornaments. So they go from this size to this size to another size to another size. I think there's 5 sizes. That one being the largest on the urn. And then we're just going to use these gray mercury finished glass vases down here. We're going to add a little bit of our pine. Just real easy to make that look very natural. We'll do a little bit in our taller urn here. Or vase urn, something along those lines. Just pull all this out, separate it a little bit, and then we will, because we want to keep a little bit of that metallic going, we're going to add a little bit of our metallic berry branch, but I am going to have to cut this because it's a little bit too long, but just to keep going with some of that metallic finish.
So David has the gold berries added to the vases here.
And then we're going to use a little bit more of this gold that matches more of the pine cone and the berry, just to brighten up the wreath and the swag a little bit.
And what is this piece?
This is a metallic succulent.
Ooh,
It's kind of like a palm seed.
fancy.
So this might be slightly more difficult to add to the wreath just because we got a thicker stem on these. So I'm going to cut these when I add them, but they should go down in the wreath. Just make sure you get them in there a little bit. And we're going to add several of these and just give some of that metallic color to the wreath also.
Would you like to give a life update while you're finishing that wreath up?
I am alive. Is that a little life update?
You are alive.
I'm still breathing.
Still breathing. Well,
showed all those people that thought I wouldn't make it this morning.
just like I told one of our sons the other night, when life gets tough, we get tougher.
Well,
Right?
Either that or you
You
don't
either,
make it.
right, it either makes you stronger or kills you. Isn't that the saying?
I think so.
We're going for stronger.
Yeah.
We're going to speak that over our lives, that we're getting stronger and better and closer to glory every day. We shall live and not die.
Yep.
And I speak that over everyone watching our video today. Be a fighter, not a flighter. Face it head on.
Fighter, not a flighter.
Yeah, that's what I also tell our kids. We're fighters, not flighters. That doesn't mean go pick a fight. It just means we don't lay down and give up when things get hard. It means we keep going with the strength of the Holy Spirit.
Life update.
There you go. Life update.
Live update. Like breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. Are you done? Is that breaking news?
I think so. I think
Ooh.
we're finished. Because I think that we can keep adding. As you can see, you can pretty much add to your heart's content, but we just want to kind of blend that natural, the pine cones and a little bit of the creamberries with the metallic and the succulents and the pine cone balls and the magnolia, just to give it a little bit of a richer feel. But you know, as long as you've got kind of mixed throughout things, because this has a lot of natural in it, it's okay to use the natural pine cones that are gold finished, as well as we've got the vases that have the gold berries, gray, like a very natural, earthy vase with some natural pine, but we got gold berries in it. And then we've got that brown wicker that really helps coordinate with some of our pine cones and of course our Nativity there. So
what I love about the vases is that they're natural, neutral, that you can change those out with the seasons. They're not just Christmas.
yeah.
And there you have it. Another completed design. I can't talk either. By David Christopher. It's just one of those days. Remember that we sell wholesale and retail. You can check us out at davidchristopher's.com. You can click on retail if you're just shopping for yourself. You can click on wholesale if you have a business and you're wanting to purchase these items to sell in your store. We also have a store locator on our website that'll show you who sells David Christopher's items near you. When you're there, also check out the Christmas tree decorating guide because it tells people how many ornaments you need, ribbon, how much ribbon, how many sprays and stems on average that you need for whatever size tree that you have to make your shopping easier. And as always, if you check out the description, I will have a link with all the items featured in today's video so you don't go on an endless search on our website where we have thousands and thousands of products trying to find what we use today. Makes it super easy, super simple, and we hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again next time. Bye!